Thanks for joining us here at Functional Bliss, where Audra and Jessica will guide you through exercises and wellness techniques to help you live your best life every day. It's in the name, after all, Functional Bliss. Before you do anything else, click like and subscribe and ring the bell so you'll know whenever we put up a new video. To join our Blissful Gang for live Zoom classes where you can get more direct suggestions and encouragement, go to our website and sign up. Check the class description below for any equipment needs, grab your gear, and let's get started.
And we are going to come to a seated position and just have your theraband for right now, just kind of handy and nearby. And then find your way to a comfortable seat, scoot your butt way back. Let your back settle in, let your body settle in, and then just give a moment to come to a nice, quiet, gentle breath. Take one or two more settling in breaths and just tune in and notice your physical body and notice what places in your body seem to be taking the longest to kind of find that softness. There's no right or wrong, but just notice. And then sometimes just noticing those places that are taking that little extra time to settle in, sometimes just giving them that attention allows that softness to find its way to those places. So see if you can just let your body be sort of soft and heavy in your chair. And then as you get a little softer and heavier in your chair, notice your back connected to the back of your chair. And just in that space where your back is touching the back of the chair, see if you can breathe into that space, like you're breathing into your rib cage, a nice and expansive breath, but feel that connection point behind you. Staying heavy into the back of your chair, we're going to add a little bit of movement, but it's going to be a micro movement. So you're not going to be moving too much that you're doing any harm, but just a little bit so you feel connection. So stay connected to the back of the chair. So you have that little bit of compression point at the back side of the body. And then as you inhale, you're just going to gently let your shoulders lift. It doesn't need to be full range of motion. We want to feel that movement in the back of the chair. And then as you exhale, let your shoulders soften and melt down. Inhale and let your shoulders gently lift. Stay connected to the back of your chair. Exhale and soften down. Inhale and lift. Exhale and soften down. Keep connected to the back of the chair, but now we're going to take the shoulders rounding forward. So you're just going to imagine that your shoulder points are trying to hug in towards each other. So you may feel a little squeeze or activation of the armpit chest muscles. And then as you exhale, just draw the shoulders back to that neutral position. Inhale, draw the shoulders in towards each other. Give a little squeeze. Exhale and draw your shoulders back. Inhale, draw the shoulders in and squeeze. Exhale, draw the shoulders back. And now we're going to push the shoulders back like you're trying to push your chicken wings against the back of the chair. So it's not going to be so big that you push your chest forward, but just enough that you feel that subtle change of connection point in the back. So draw the shoulders back, push against the back of the chair, and then release to this neutral position. Draw the shoulders back, push into the back of the chair, and then bring them back. Press back. Come back to neutral. And then once you found that neutral, lift your spine up so you sit up nice and tall, lifting your back completely away from the back of your chair. Inhale, let your shoulders lift up to your ears. Exhale, let your shoulders soften down. Inhale, let your shoulders lift. Exhale, shoulders soften down. Inhale, shoulders lift. Exhale, soften down. And now we're going to round forward with the shoulders. So you're going to bring the shoulders forward, get that little squeeze in the armpit chest, pull the shoulders back to neutral position, round the shoulders forward, get that little squeeze in the armpit chest, bring them back to neutral position, hug the shoulders in towards each other, get that squeeze in the armpit chest, bring them back. And now we're going to bring it back like you're trying to hug your shoulder blades in towards each other. So pull back and squeeze, release to neutral position, pull back and squeeze, release to neutral position, pull back and squeeze, release to neutral position, and then a little bit of a hip hinge to lean forward, and then bring your hands right in around your knees, and we're just going to draw circles with the hands. So we're going to create just a little bit of friction, a little bit of warmth. And then once you've got that going on, if it feels comfortable to do so, close your eyes down and just notice the warmth of the hands and the knees connected. Notice the texture of the fabric of your clothes. Or if you're wearing bare skin, notice the texture of your skin. If you're circling in one particular direction, reverse and go the other way. Take one or two more circles around, and then hands are going to hold onto the knees, eyes open. Inhale, lift your chest, lift your chin, arch your back. Exhale, round your back, round your shoulders, tuck chin towards chest. Inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, round your back. On this next inhale, we're going to lift the heart and hold there. Take an extra cycle of breath. Take another inhale. And then as you exhale, round back into your cat shape, round shoulders, tuck chin to chest. Stay there for one extra cycle of breath. When you're ready, inhale back to a fairly neutral spine, and then think hip hinge. You're just going to gently tug on your knees, pull your heart forward so you have that nice flat back or fairly neutral back. Come to that hip hinge, let your belly and chest rest on your thighs, and then hands are going to go wherever feels the best. I like to let them just anchor down towards my feet, but you may choose to keep them on your knees or your thighs. So find this sort of child pose-like position, little compression in the belly, big compression in the hip creases, and then just take a couple of nice deep breaths into your rib cage if you can. Take one more breath. And then when you're ready, come up nice and slow out of that fold. Take your time as you come up, and then we're going to walk our butt forward in our chair. So we're sitting pretty close to the edge with our feet nice and solid on the ground. Once you've got your feet solid on the ground, we're going to push down into the thighs to create a little bit of resistance. And then as you push down into your thighs, you're going to start to march, but the hands are going to try to resist. So as you push your thigh up into your hands are going to resist. Light pace of this march, and keep the muscles engaged the whole time if you can. One more time each side with that resistance. And then we're going to release our hands or release that resistance. Maybe let your hands just come out at your sides, and then keep that going, but just notice that little subtle variation, having resistance versus having none. Nice. And then the next time your right knee lifts up towards your chest, reach up, grab hold of that knee, take that knee, draw it in a couple of circles, circle in one direction. Circle the other way. And now we're going to hold that knee a little bit tight to the chest, get a nice good squeeze. And then once you've got that good squeeze, your hands are going to create a resistance. You're going to push your knee into your hand, like you're trying to push that knee across the room. Hold on tight with your hands, hold that resistance, hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax that resistance, but we're going to keep our knee up towards our chest as tight as we can without a handhold. So release your hands, hold there, hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Float the leg down as slow as you can. And then come back to that light little march just to kind of bring that sort of sense of evenness back in. And then the next time your left knee lifts up, grab hold of the knee, draw a couple of circles, circle in one direction. Circle the other way. Pull that knee in towards your chest, get a little bit of a squeeze, and then hold on tight. Push your knee into your hands. Hands are going to resist. Hold that resistance for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax that resistance. Keep the knee nice and tight to the chest. Release your handhold, but hold the leg in place. Hold it there for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Awesome. Float that foot down nice and slow and controlled. And then once it's all the way down, hold on to your chair and take some big, generous windshield wipers. Switch as much as feels good. Awesome. And then the next time you swish over to the left, we're going to swing it around so we get a little bit of a 90-90 lunge. So we're going to get that right knee to drop down straight from the hip. Once you've got your little bit of a 90-90 lunge, we're going to rotate. So rotate towards the back of the chair. Get a nice gentle handhold, and then think about getting super tall here. Inhale and get a little taller through your spine. Exhale can carry you a little deeper into the twist if it feels good. Take one more breath. Unwind your rotation, but the back hand can hold on to the back of the chair. Front hand is going to hold on to that front pocket area. Once you've got a handhold on that front pocket, we're going to push the pocket forward and back. So you're going to swish your hips forward and back. One more little swish forward and back, and then we're going to drop the hip down and then pick it back up to neutral. One more dip at the hip, and then we're going to take that hip and draw it in circles, like you're doing a little hula hoop circle. So your butt that's on the seat is just going to feel like it's drawing a little micro circle. Let's take one more circle in this direction, and then if you're going in one particular way, see if you can reverse. Slightly awkward, but we just want to kind of feel that movement and feel your glute squeezing on the chair as you try to make that work happen. Nice. Take one more circle around, and then the hand that's on the hip is going to find the hand that's on the shoulder. Now we're going to do that big hip dip. So as we drop the hip down, we lean into the back of the chair with a little side bend, and then bring it back in. Elbow's going to hug towards the hip, squeezing at the side body. Drop the hip down, lean into the back of the chair. Come in for that little squeeze. Drop the hip down, lean into the back of the chair. Release back to a neutral spine. One more rotation. Turn towards the back of the chair. Take a nice deep breath in. Slow breath out. And then release your rotation, swing back through center, take a couple little windshield wipers with the knees, just nice, big, generous swishes, and start to scoot your butt towards that front end of your chair again. And then once you feel like you're ready, we're going to spin it over to the other side. So find your 90-90 lunge. Once you've got your 90-90 lunge, rotate towards the back of the chair. Once your hands find the back of the chair, get nice and tall. Take one more breath. Unwind your rotation, but the back hand can stay on the back of the chair. Front hand comes to the hip. Once you've got the hip, we're going to push the front pocket forward and back. Awesome. One more forward and back, and then we're going to take it into just dipping the hip down and come back up to neutral. One more dip of the hip, and then take it into some circles. Circle in one direction. Circle the other way. Nice. One more circle around, and then come back to that neutral position. Hand that's on the hip finds the shoulder, and then we dip and find some space. So we dip the hip down, lean into the back of the chair, and then hug it in, get that little C-spine squeeze into the side of the body. Drop the hip down, lift the elbow up. Come in for that little squeeze. Drop the hip down, lift the elbow up. Come in for that little squeeze, and then release to a neutral position. Spin yourself back through center. Oh, I forgot our twist. take it back, and then find that rotation. Take one nice big breath. And now unwind your twist and then come back through center. Take a couple little windshield wipers, just swish those legs out. And then once you feel like you've swished your legs out just enough, step them in so you find your mountain pose, feet about hip width distance apart, nice and firm on the floor, hands down at your sides. And then just take a moment here to notice your seat, notice your butt connected to your chair, notice your feet connected to the floor. If it feels available just for a moment, close your eyes down. Notice the filtered light coming in from behind your eyelids. When you're ready, open your eyes. Inhale, arms up and look up. Exhale, hands to heart center, hands down at your sides. Inhale, arms up, look up. Exhale, lift your heart and dive forward. Come to a forward fold. Inhale to a half forward fold. Exhale to soften down, pull the abdominal muscles in, roll your way up to your seated mountain pose, roll your shoulders down and back, press down into your feet, reach up through the crown of your head. Inhale, arms up, look up. Exhale, lift your heart and fold. Inhale, half forward fold. Exhale to soften down, and now we're going to do that reverse swan dive. So we're going to keep a nice long spine, scoop your arms up and overhead, bring your hands all the way together to heart center, and then pause at that heart center space, thumbs to sternum, bow your head to your heart, little energy out into your elbows, drop your shoulders down away from your ears, press between your palms, and then add that little bit of pressure and hold that pressure just to the point where you feel the armpit chest muscles kick on. Hold that little pressure for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now we're going to keep the fingers together, but the palms are going to lift away from each other. So you're going to press into the fingers so you feel that little stretch in the fingertips and the palms. Get as much space between your palms as you can, and then hold that there. Hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now we're going to go fingertips together, but we're going to get a little bit of a spread of the fingers, and then like you're doing little push-ups with your fingers or splits with all 10 fingers or however many fingers you have. So fingertips together, you're going to press into them like you're giving your fingers the splits, and then bring it back to a slightly softer position. Press in, let your fingers do the splits. Bring it back to a softer position. Press in, let your fingers do the splits, come back to your softer position, and then interlace the fingers, flip the palms, press them down, soften your shoulders down, make a little space with your elbows, come up straight in front of your heart space, press a little bit further, soften your elbows, come up and overhead, press up into your arms, draw your shoulders down, pull the ribs in towards each other, and then take light tick-tock side to side. One more tick-tock side to side. And then as you come through center, you'll unlace your fingers, float your hands down right to your mountain pose, roll the shoulders down and back. Beautiful. Inhale, arms up, look up. Exhale and fold. Inhale, half forward fold. Exhale to soften down, right hand over to the left shin, left hand reaches for a twist. Release that hand down, slide up your shin, bring your knee to your chest, bring your nose to your knee. Hang on to that knee, but make a little space so that you can grab hold of the heel. And then once you got the heel, externally rotate, rock the leg just a little bit side to side. Nice. One more little rock side to side, and then we're going to release our foot, but hang onto your knee. Swing that knee out nice and wide. Circle your foot in one direction. Circle your foot the other way. Bring that leg back in through center, set it down, find your mountain pose, anchor down into your feet. Inhale, arms up, look up. Exhale and fold. Inhale, half forward fold. Exhale to soften down, left hand over to the right shin, right hand reaches for a twist. Release that hand down, slide up the shin, bring your knee to your chest, bring your nose to your knee. Hang on to your knee, but create a little space, grab the heel, externally rotate, rock the leg a little bit side to side. Awesome. One more little rock side to side and then hang on to your knee, but release the heel, swing it out to a wider position. Circle your foot in one direction. Circle your foot the other way. Bring that leg back into center, set it down, grab your theraband. And then once you've got your theraband, we're going to get a little bit palm up grip. So we're going to scoop our hands underneath our theraband, walk your hands close, and then we're going to pull out and find just a little bit of tension. So elbows are going to kind of hug in against the side of the body. We're going to keep one hand steady, and then the other hand's going to move, and we'll alternate between the two. So hold your right hand nice and steady. Rotate your left hand out just a little bit. Keep that rotation. Push up and away. Bring the elbow back down at your side. Rotate back in. Hold that arm steady. Take it to the other side. Rotate out. Push up. Lower with control. Swing it back in. Over to the other side. Rotate out. Push up. Bring it back in. Come back to center. Rotate out. Push up. Lower the elbow, swing back in, rotate out, push up, elbow comes back in, rotate out, push up, elbow in, come back in. And now we're going to go both arms at the same time. So you're going to rotate out, hold that rotation, lift up, come back down, rotate in, rotate out, lift up, lower down, bring it back in. One more time. Rotate out, lift up, lower down, bring it back in. Take a second, just let your theraband rest on your thighs. Give your shoulders a little wiggle, twinkle out your fingers, any place where you feel that like little bit of residual work that happens, even though you're not working that particular place in specifics. And then once you've kind of wriggled some stuff out, re-grab your band, find that nice tight position. We're going to hold that nice tension right at that shoulder width space. And then we're just going to do a couple of presentations of our platter. So we're just going to lift up, scrape your elbows, lift up, and scrape your elbows. Do that one more time. Lift up, scrape your elbows, and then release. Take some big rolls of your shoulders. Roll them up to your ears, roll them around, down and back. And then reverse directions, go the other way. Cool. Now we're going to take the theraband and we're going to go behind the back of the neck. So think occipital ridge or where your hairline is. So we're going to get our theraband up into that space, and then we're going to put a little bit of tension on. So you're going to keep your head in a nice stable position, bring your arms forward and hold that tension. And now we're going to do a little bit of tucking the chin. So we're going to double tuck the chin, push back, or think like you're doing that Jalanda Harabanda or that throat lock. So you're going to double tuck your chin and make that little bit of space in the back of the neck, and then release to a neutral position with control. Keep that tension on the band, double tuck your chin, release with control, double tuck your chin, release with control, double tuck your chin, release with control. Last one, we're going to double tuck the chin, hold it there. So you can hold that tension for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release your chin, release your arms, release that band from around the back of your neck. Take a couple little wobbles of the head just to make sure everything feels good. Shrug out your shoulders. And now we're going to take our band for a fine finish and loop around the bottom of one foot. Once you've got the bottom of the foot, you're going to go with the handhold that works good for you. I like same hand, same foot. And then we're just going to swing that leg from side to side. Let it be kind of a loose swing. The next time the leg swings out, hold it there nice and wide. Maybe lift it up just a little bit higher, lift a little taller in your spine. And then the other hand is going to lift out and away from the chair with a little bit of intention. Now we're going to take that hand, the hand that's extended out, bend the wrist down, rotate so the fingertips are pointing back. As you push the fingertips back, but keep the wrist bent, lean your head away. So there's a little opening through the neck, the chest, through the heart space. Keep that leg nice and steady. Take one more breath. Release your hand, release your head, bring everything back to center. Bend your knee, release your foot, and we're going to switch right to the other side. Grab hold of the bottom of the foot. whichever handhold of the theraband makes the most sense to you. I like same hand, same foot. Once you've got your way there, swing that leg side to side. Let it be kind of a loose maneuver. Nice. Now the next time the leg reaches out to the side, hang out there, maybe lift it just a little bit higher, get a little bit taller, extend your opposite hand out if that feels stable. And then we're going to bend the fingertips down, rotate so fingertips are pointing back, push the fingertips back, drop your head away. So we open up through the head, the neck, and the chest. Release your head, release your hand, swing that leg back into center, bend your knee, release your foot. Take a second to swish out your legs, swish out your wrists, twinkle out your fingers, shrug out your shoulders. And then once you feel like you kind of twinkled and shrugged everything out, just for a moment, come to a soft mountain pose. So let your hands kind of rest on your thighs, let your feet feel connected to the ground, nice tall lifted spine. Close your eyes down and just for a moment, notice your body. From this soft position, we're going to take the hands and let them slide down the sides of the thighs. So think a little bit of lymphatic movement. So we're going to put a little gentle press into the hands, slide down the outsides of the thighs, across the tops of the feet, up the insides of the thighs, and then come to your belly, give your belly a little rub. And then do it again. Take it down the outsides of the thighs, a little bit of pressure down the sides of the legs, over the tops of the feet, up the insides of the legs, come up to the belly, give the belly a little rub. One more time through, slide down the outsides of the thighs, over the tops of the feet, up the insides of the legs, come all the way up to the belly, give the belly a little rub. Nice. And now we're going to come back to that child's pose fold. So you're going to slide yourself forward, make some space for your belly, make some space for your chest, let your belly and chest rest on your thighs, hands wherever feels the most comfortable, and come back to your breath. Breathe into the back of your body. Take one more breath. And then when you're ready, walk yourself out of that fold nice and slow and controlled. Once you've got yourself up and out of that fold, we're going to bring one arm across the chest, grab the back of the arm, drop the shoulder down. Once you've created that little bit of space, gently nod your head up and down. One more nod of the head up and down. Head comes to neutral, release that arm, take a second to wriggle it out, and then bring it to the other side. Bring your arm across the chest, grab the back of the arm, just bring it as far as feels good, drop the shoulder down. Once you're there, nod your head up and down. One more nod of the head up and down, and then head comes to neutral, release that arm, but both hands are now going to swim behind you, grab hold of the back of the chair, lift your heart forward, a little squeeze between the shoulder blades. We're going to lift the chin, and then we're going to do O's and E's with the mouth. So you're going to make O and E shape with your mouth. One more little OE with the mouth, and then release your chin, release your back bend, let your hands find your thighs again, close your eyes just for a moment, notice the space in the front of your neck and your throat. And then the next time you inhale, let your shoulders gently lift up to your ears. Exhale, let your shoulders soften down. Inhale, let your shoulders lift. Exhale, shoulders soften down. Inhale, shoulders lift. Exhale, shoulders soften down. Keep the shoulders going, but add your toes as well. So as you inhale, shoulders and toes lift. Exhale, they soften down. Inhale, they lift. Exhale, soften down. Inhale to lift. Exhale to soften down. Now we're going to come shoulder points coming forward. So we're going to get that little squeeze in the armpit chest, release back to neutral position. Squeeze in the armpit chest. Release back to that neutral position. One more time, squeeze in the armpit chest. Come back to neutral position, and then we're going to squeeze back. So squeeze back like you're getting those chicken wings, and then release, squeeze back, and release. One more time, squeeze back, and release. And now left hand's going to touch the side of the chair. Right hand's going to reach up, tip over just as far as feels good, but get as much opening and space through the side of the body as you can. Turn your head, look up towards the sky or up towards your elbow pit. Take a nice big breath. Beautiful. Lift up, release, and take it over to the other side. Pull that top thumb back, rotate your head, look up towards your elbow pit or up towards the ceiling. When you're ready, lift up, release, nice and slow. Hands are going to find the knees. Take 3 cat-cows. Inhale to lift your heart. Exhale to round your back. Inhale to lift your heart. Exhale to round your back. Inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, round your back, come to a nice neutral spine. And then we're going to start to walk our butt back in our seat. So still sitting up tall, but butt is to the back of the chair. And then once you're there, we're going to lean back, but keep that sort of tall and neutral position with the spine. Push your shoulders into the back of the chair and release. Push your shoulder blades back into the chair and release. Push your shoulder blades back into the chair, release, and now let everything find a softness. So start to settle into your seat, into your seated Shavasana. Close your eyes down, let your whole body find that softness. You always have the option to stay in your Shavasana just as long as you like. But if you feel ready to do so, start to gently reawaken, wiggling the fingers and the toes, just bringing some light, gentle movement into those outer edges of your limbs. And then maybe adding that movement into the wrists and the ankles, but take a little bit of time moving the fingers, moving the hands, moving the toes, moving the feet, and moving your wrists and ankles. And then once you feel like your hands, your feet are nice and waking up, lift your back away from your seat. Keep your eyes closed down if you can. Walk your butt forward in your chair just enough so that your butt feels centered, feet feel solid on the ground, and then find a nice tall but gently lifted spine. So not super elevated that you feel almost militant, but still upright and alive. Soften your shoulders down away from your ears. We're going to flip our palms so palms are open facing the ceiling. And then just for a moment, notice the air on the palms in your hands. Feel your feet connected to the ground. Feel the backs of your hands connected to your thighs. We're going to take our ring finger to meet the tip of our thumb. So you're going to just bring your thumb and ring finger to meet. Keep the backs of your hands connected to your thighs. Take a nice deep breath in. As you exhale, just let the weight of your body come down into your feet and feel that connection of your feet to the ground. And then on your next inhalation, gather your prayer hands to heart center and Anjali Mudra and bow your head to your heart. Breathing in love and gratitude for yourself, for your mind, for your body, and for all of your hard work. And then breathe in a little extra love and gratitude that you can carry with you through the rest of your day and share with anyone who might need it. When you feel ready, gently lift up through the top of your head, gently open your eyes. I wish you a happy International Day of Yoga.